The well-kept cul-de-sac in Flagstaff became the backdrop for a silent, collapsing drama as the Arizona sun pounded down on the brown shingles of Kody and Robyn Brown's house. Inside, there was no more laughter. No hectic youngster energy, no production deadlines, and no Kody theatrics blasting through the corridors. Only a mailbox full of whispered words and the gentle sound of the wind against the home. Kody stood barefoot and with wild hair at the threshold. Stress and neglect have faded the once golden curls. He held a handful of red-stamped, urgently needed envelopes. He gazed at them as though they were written in a language he didn't understand. They were, in a sense. Financial collapse was not a language that Kody Brown understood. He had been borrowing money from tomorrow to pay for today for years. For later Kody, each past due payment had presented challenges. There was no more later, though. Just now, Robyn, a ghost in her own house, observed him from the stairway. Her normally neat hair was knotted from stress-induced nighttime tossing, and her makeup was smudged. Long before Kody publicly acknowledged it, she was aware that the money was gone. The bank logins were visible to her. Every time she'd brought up groceries, electricity, or tuition, she'd sensed the stress in his shoulders. 3 days ago had been the decisive moment. The bank called. Not a caution. A finality. Mrs. Brown, we hate to tell you. The foreclosure process has begun for your house. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the latest drama. They had 30 days. 3 days have passed since then. Now there were 27. Robyn held on to a throw blanket as if it would shield her from the outside world. She had stopped weeping. The first eviction notice placed to the garage had brought tears to her eyes. When they had to sell her favorite antique dining set online to cover a portion of her mortgage payment, she had sobbed. There were no more tears in her eyes, just a hollow, reverberating pain in her chest. Each envelope slid across the marble like little execution warrants as Kody thumped the mail onto the kitchen counter. He wiped his face while leaning against the wall. "This isn't how it should be," he whispered. Robyn remained silent. "It was never supposed to be like this," he said again, raising his voice as if he could change the course of history. Robyn whispered, "I trusted you," in a quiet voice that was more breath than sound. More than any bank call that hurt. His voice was sharp as he turned slowly. "You believe I desired this? You believe I intended to?" "No," she broke, maintaining eye contact. "I believe you disregarded the warning indications. I believe you persuaded yourself that TV checks would never stop, that your name was sufficient, that we would be saved by our brand." Kody's mouth clenched. "We're not finished. We will recover." "What with?" she yelled. "The automobiles have been sold. The land has vanished. Next is the house, our abode. Kody, we no longer even have credit. What else is there to bounce with?" There was a dog barking in the distance. Ignorant of the empire tumbling down a few feet away, a neighbor trimmed their lawn. The moving trucks showed up the next day to reclaim what little they had left under lien, not to assist them with relocation. Kody watched strangers dissect his life while he waited outside in the Arizona heat. His instruments. During furniture disputes, he had defended the leather recliner from the spouses for hours. Even his beloved ATV was gone. 3 days later, they moved into the RV. It was an old one, purchased years ago after a fleeting we'll go off-grid fantasy. It was their only refuge now. Robyn didn't say much while driving. Alerts about overdrafts, account closures, and overdue insurance were always buzzing on her phone. She no longer took calls, either from friends or relatives. Not from the TLC creators, of course. Kody's illusion of control was still a fading shroud as he gripped the steering wheel. However, it was sliding. Every road sign they saw and every mile they were from Flagstaff brought them one step closer to the empire he had created. While enjoying a glass of lemonade on her front porch, Christine Brown observed her youngest child playing in the garden. Here, the sun felt safer and warmer. The news appeared on her phone like a mean joke when she looked at it. Robyn and Kody Brown declare bankruptcy. Several properties were seized. She let out a deep exhale. She didn't grin. She also didn't weep. Simply gave herself a nod. "I informed him," she muttered. Janelle was cutting veggies for supper in her kitchen. She saw the headline too. The article didn't pique her interest. She had lived through the start of the end, so she understood what it stated. She added a pinch of salt and stirred the soup. She said, "There isn't enough salt in the world to make that stew better." Seated behind the desk of her charming Parowan bed and breakfast, Mary looked at her laptop and noticed that the story was trending. She shut off the screen. At last, she had peace. Kody parked the RV under a dying Joshua tree in the desert. The fragrance of the air was a combination of faded dreams and dried earth. Night came swiftly. Here, there were only cold, heartless stars instead of city lights. Inside, Robyn lit a candle. Against the aluminium walls, the glow flickered. Now, more out of habit than faith, she opened her Bible. Kody watched the darkness deepen while standing outside with his arms folded. He said in a whisper to no one, "We had it all. A performance. A recitation. For spouses. 17 children. The American dream." Robyn did not respond. He turned and halted in front of the RV. He questioned, "Do you believe that God is punishing us?" Her eyes were piercing and tired when she stared up at him. And there's more. Are Sister Wives actors Christine Brown and David Woolley going beyond financially? They have been rapidly growing their Airbnb company. Prior to leaving the polygamous marriage in 2021, Christine, 53, was married to Kody Brown. Of his 4 spouses, she was the third. After 27 years of marriage, they had 6 kids together. After she began dating online, Christine soon met David. After a month of dating, the two became very serious and even started looking at wedding venues. In 2023, they tied the knot in a Sister Wives television special. The location of Christine and David's wedding, Moab, Utah, holds particular significance for them. The Sister Wives Season 19 stars felt a connection to the place because they spent a lot of time there early in their relationship. Since getting married, Christine and David have purchased a number of local houses with the goal of renting them out. Each house has been meticulously restored and furnished for the enjoyment of visiting visitors. Christine has been consistently promoting the rentals to her sizable social media following. Are they risking their money too much? Kody had 18 children and 4 spouses. While everyone else went to work, Christine was the family's stay-at-home mother as they grew up. Over the years, Christine would attempt to launch enterprises with her sister wives, but they were unable to come to a consensus. Christine has become into a successful professional since she left Kody. She jumped right in because she had more energy than ever after reducing weight. She rapidly grew her profession with David's help, and she never appeared happier. Christine somehow found time to write a book in addition to her work as an influencer and her business with David on Airbnb. Christine just announced on Instagram that her book was ready for pre-order and had a cover. Wearing a crimson blazer and looking serious, she showed her a copy of the book on the cover. "We have a cover for my book now," is what her caption says. By a wide margin, the red ensemble prevailed. It is available for pre-order right now. In September 2025, pre-orders for Sister Wives, a memoir of faith, family, and freedom will be accepted. In addition to posting on a number of their properties, Christine most recently discussed what she refers to as the Storm House. Christine claims that the spacious home can accommodate 10 people and has 3 suites. It's close to Zion's Sand Hollow and so many hiking and riding trails, is one of the things she captioned. In the video, Christine and David show the audience the charming home, which has a theme for each bedroom. The brand plays a significant role in the pitch because one hallway also contains pictures of sister wives. This is the 3rd property that Christine and David have owned. Since their Sister Wives wedding special, Christine and David have appeared to be truly content and living the good life. Christine now has the loving spouse she always desired in Kody thanks to David. Financial difficulties are one method to undermine a happy marriage. The houses appear lovely, but demand for Airbnbs isn't always high. Purchasing a single short-term rental property is one thing, but purchasing several seems like an unnecessary risk. Rome shouldn't be built in a day, but it seems sense that Christine wants to make up for lost time. The second half of the season's teaser didn't feature much of Sister Wives star Christine Brown, and I believe the show is subtly hinting at what will happen to her and David Woolley in the future. Viewers have had the opportunity to see the Brown family's disintegration and the dissolution of their one-time unit throughout Sister Wives Season 19. The early portion of the season, which chronicled her wedding, was devoted to Christine's romance, even though she met David and presented him to the audience at the end of the previous season. Although the first half of Sister Wives Season 19 revolved heavily around Christine and David's wedding, it looks like the second half may feature some different plot lines. The other original wives of the patriarch of the Brown family took a stance after Christine broke up with Kody Brown during Sister Wives Season 17. Christine's life ultimately changed once Kody was left with only Robyn Brown as his only wife after encouraging Janelle and Mary Brown to evaluate their own relationships. When the mid-season trailer for Sister Wives was published, people were taken aback to see how little Christine was featured, while the rest of the family was depicted in intense turmoil. The wedding between Christine and David was a crucial story point in the first half of Sister Wives Season 19, but it seems that their involvement will be less significant in the second half of the season. The second part of the season, which was briefly glimpsed in the teaser, will mostly center on Janelle and Mary resolving conflicts with Robyn, Kody, and the Coyote Pass land. The second half of Sister Wives Season 19's trailer suggests that Christine might be doing her hardest to avoid becoming involved in the conflict. In a nutshell, Christine is largely isolated from the other cast members in the trailer and is probably going to be isolated from her fellow Sister Wives family for the remainder of the season. She is too preoccupied with her marriage and her new life with David to be bothered with the Coyote Pass story. Even though David and Christine are alone, they will have their own story. Even though viewers of Sister Wives are still interested in Christine and David's narrative, they may not make many appearances in the second half of Season 19. Following the season's heavy emphasis on Christine and David's story, it appears that the couple may now be more of a supporting cast member than the primary subject. The first part of Sister Wives had to put in a lot of effort with her relationship because the show had to build to their wedding ceremony, incorporate the misgivings of the rest of the family, and make it evident that Christine was content with her independence. The second half of Sister Wives Season May 19th, on principle, pushed Christine and David further to the sidelines because they had so much going on at the start of the season. However, it's also possible that the show is preparing for some significant adjustments. Even while it may affect the rest of the family, it's possible that Sister Wives is giving the former sister wife a completely new path as she embarks on the next phase of her life with David, because Christine is such a fan favorite. It's likely that Christine and David are preparing for something even bigger when Sister Wives Season 19 comes to an end, even though they might not play a significant role in the remaining episodes. The producers of Sister Wives may be preparing to give Christine and David their own spin-off after demonstrating how much territory they could cover alone in the first half of the season. Christine has always seemed ready for her own program and has always been able to manage herself without the help of the family. Although the show may not be finished, Sister Wives has changed over the past few years and seems to be nearing the end of its run. Sister Wives Season 19 looks like it will be a completely different program at the conclusion of the season, even if it doesn't finish. The show might wish to feature more of Christine and David's life together, such as their time at home or their new joint venture. In order to prepare for their upcoming spin-off, Sister Wives Season 19 might gradually push them to the back burner. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.